What is a cabal?
A
Jeffrey
satanic
Epstein.
cabal.
Epstein's
And his
pedophile cabal.
A cabal is usually understood as a shadowy group of elites, exerting excessive and sinister control over a population. The word's origin lies in the Hebrew name for a Jewish mystical tradition known as Kabbalah. Kabbalah was an esoteric belief system, attempting to understand God's true nature. For us 2000s kids, you might remember that Madonna could not stop spouting off to tabloids about finding herself in this ideology. Get a grip, Madge! While often taking a scholarly philosophic bent, a large part of Kabbalah is protective magic in the form of talismans and amulets. It was probably this aspect that made people think of secrecy and the occult, hence the word eventually being applied to clandestine mystical groups. The most famous cabal in history, not conspiracy theories, was that of King Charles II of England. This group of royal advisors is cited by randos all over as the origin of the word, because, by coincidence, the members were the Lord Clifford, Earl of Arlington, Duke of Buckingham, the Lord Ashley, and the Duke of Lauderdale. These randos included my high school history textbook.
Wrong.
We humans love us some urban myths. Maybe you heard that alligators live in New York sewers, or that Marilyn Manson removed his lower ribs so that he could, reach his mouth to himself. Well, we do this with words too, often assuming that words come from acronyms. And these usually seem to originate as jokes. For example, when your buddy dunks on your car by calling it a fix or repair daily. But then the humor is forgotten and the myth takes hold, as it has with the oft-repeated fornication under consent of kings. You get the idea. I'm saying always be skeptical, people, and it looks like this happened with the word cabal when people noted the coincidence. But why were they so shadowy? England was pretty rough in the 1600s. King Charles I had ruled tyrannically with his own cabal, before our cabal, named the Star Chamber, likely after the room decorated with stars on the ceiling where they met. The Star Chamber was a panel of judges who meted out brutal punishment, like branding letters on people's faces, cutting off their ears, or nailing an ear to the stocks while they were in them. In fact, the US Constitution's amendment prohibiting cruel and unusual punishment was written partly remembering the excesses of the Star Chamber. And it also led to King Charles I being beheaded. For a short period after, the English version of the Pilgrims established a republic. And then kings came back with Charles II, who appointed the Cabal Ministry. And they were controversial because, well, they were a cabal. The public knew a great deal about their bickering, corruption, and seedy behavior. There likely was also some worry that they would begin acting like the Star Chamber again. And Lord Buckingham had an affair with a nobleman's wife, later killing the dude in a duel over her. Not cool, bro. Make sure to subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you didn't hear the word cabal enough in this video, and you'd like to know more about the history behind our modern words. Cabal.